Hi everyone, my name is Ben McClarty. I'm a junior in the William and Mary St. Andrews Joint Degree Program, majoring in classical studies with a concentration in Greek and Latin. Today, I will be sharing the results of my summer Monroe project, titled Shifting Center Stage, Ancient Context for the Performance of Greek Drama. I started this project with a collection of big questions about the ancient Greek theater. For a while now, I've been wanting to explore ancient Greek drama in a different way from what is taught in the typical college class. In my studies and in most books and resources that I'd seen, the focus has always been on one of two things: either a pure literary analysis of the surviving Greek tragedies and comedies, or a narrow focus on the play's first performances. The vast majority of the classical Greek plays that make up part of the Western canon come from an 80-year period during the 5th century BCE in Athens. I'm talking here about the familiar names Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes. Most people watching this have probably at least read one of these plays in your high school English class or in a class here at William and Mary. Since we usually approach these plays as works of written literature, it is sometimes easy to forget that originally they were scripts to be used in performance throughout the ancient Greek world. Plays like Sophocles' Antigone, Euripides' Medea, and even Aristophanes' Frogs were extremely popular for centuries in the ancient world, and the performance extended far beyond Athens. Yet hardly anyone ever studies these subsequent performances outside of Athens, or how this fits into a wider culture of performance and revival. I wanted to put the surviving scripts of the classical Athenian plays into all of their known contexts. I wanted to see through the eyes of the later Greeks and imagine myself watching these famed masterpieces of literature on the Hellenistic stage. There are definitely a few challenges with this approach. For one thing, there is such a small amount of evidence for revivals of Athenian drama. Interestingly, even though we are absolutely certain that these plays continue to be revived and performed as a ubiquitous piece of Greek society, we have very few actual unequivocal statements of proof that can tie one specific play to one specific festival at one specific time. And this, coupled with a lot of ethnocentrism within the field of ancient Greek history, has meant that there hasn't been a lot of scholarly interest in this topic until literally just the past 10 years. So I got going on my research. My first step was to read a variety of sources on the history of ancient Greek theater. From some of the older sources, I had to wade through a lot of ethnocentric bias and Golden Age rhetoric, but in combination with the new advancements in the field, which have sought to categorize and evaluate all of the major sources of evidence for post-classical performances, I had built a strong foundation for my research. At this stage, I also studied some of the key primary sources, including Greek inscriptions and statements by Greek and Latin authors. I was also fortunate enough to be able to visit a number of ancient Greek theaters and archaeological museum collections, where I learned about the evolution of the design of Greek theaters and the wide range of material artifacts related to the theater, the profession of acting, and to the classical plays. After all of this groundwork, I dove deep into one classical play, the Heracles by Euripides. This is a lesser known play, but it's a fascinating plot, and most importantly, there were two directly attested performances of this play, both by the same actor around 200 BCE. So, to cap off this summer's work, I created an ArcGIS story map, which seeks to follow the performance history of Euripides' Heracles through its premiere, onto these two post-classical performances, and finally examining its legacy in the visual arts. My focus was on situating the script within each unique historical moment, and then teasing out the possible audience experience and reception of the play, given the different political, spatial, cultural, and religious factors. Since the field of classical performance history is so new, there's not a lot of content aimed at a general audience, and it was my goal from the beginning to produce something that everyone could read and hopefully learn from, both as a collection of specific historical events and as an example of just how much the study of ancient history and the study of Greek drama can be combined to produce some valuable results. I plan to continue my work very soon by expanding this case study into a full formal academic article. If you're interested in viewing my story map, please use the QR code on the screen now, and of course, feel free to send me an email if you have any questions or comments. Thank you for watching.